again, I was fighting every single weekend to make a paycheck. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I can miss 2 months of fighting because that's how I made my living. I was a professional MMA fighter. There's a lot of guys that say they're a pro fighter, but they work and they have other jobs. Literally, I made my living fighting. So win, lose, or draw, I was out there fighting.
It's pretty unreal. Like when they talk about fighters, like MMA fighters, not just guys who are like athletes, you're like a real life fighter. Like there's not too many of them, and you're like kind of the last of a dying breed in terms of just someone who went out there and didn't care. You just wanted to fight.
No matter who it was, win, lose, or draw, I was going to fight, and I was going to fight hard. And that's, if you look at my record, yeah, I didn't win all my fights, but I did win a lot. I got 8 world titles. I have 32 belts. I've had a lot of wins.
32 belts?
Yeah, 32 belts. That's a lot. And
he gave you the wink. Like, you better simmer down, champ.
Yeah, simmer down. Some of these fights, you would take a fight on short notice and you knew you were going to lose. But I still would take the fight because I was fighting guys at the time, they would be heavyweights, and I was fighting at 170. I got one instance, Aaron Brink, rest in peace. He called me up. He goes, hey, you want to fight this Saturday? And he called me on, I think, Saturday morning. Called me Saturday morning to fight in California on Saturday night. So I literally got Brian Pardo. We jumped in the car, drove all the way to California, 6 hours, and they're literally calling my name as I'm pulling up in the parking lot. I didn't warm up, didn't wrap my hands, nothing. I just put the gloves on, jumped out, put my shorts on, and went into the ring. Literally got in the parking lot and into the ring within 3 minutes. I mean, I get in there, and I'm about 170 pounds at the time. And then the announcer goes, and for the heavyweight championship. And I'm like, heavyweight? I didn't even know who I was fighting.
Who was you fighting?
I'm trying to remember his name. But he did fight in the UFC. It's a big dude, man. And I hit him hard as I could. And he just looked at me and then took me down to the ground and beat the crap out of me. And then a couple minutes later, the promoter, he gave me my cash, and we jumped in the car and came back. I mean, that's the kind of craziness,
Man, have you ever turned down a fight?
No.
No.
Never.
That fight, I would have turned that one down like the same day, driving.
Yeah.
You never turned down a fight?
I've never turned down a fight. Kind of silly, I guess.
I mean, do you ever even think about your record?
Nah, I mean, not really.
Did you ever think about your record?
I did at a time. It was like one time early on, I was like 32-2. And I had a really good record. And then I just kind of, you'd win some, you'd lose some, you'd win some, you'd lose some. And then, eventually, now I got a couple hundred fights.
Yeah.
And man, I've lost a lot, and I've won a lot, and just